What's going on, leaders? It's Sinatra back with another episode of the Global Sport Report channel. Today, we are going to be talking about the 2026 World Cup again, and this is going to be the second to last video because the final is set. Before we talk about the final and how that game's going to go, and it's going to be a crazy final, historic final, some might say. We also want to talk about the bronze final and the semifinal results from this week. So let's get right into it. The France versus Spain game did not go how I was expecting. I was not expecting to see Spain coming out guns a-blazing to start the match. As well as, the first penalty was kind of just a really silly mistake by Digne. He's going to clear the ball and he doesn't see Yamal coming and he kicks the ball and it kicks Yamal, gives them the penalty, or yards the ball, does score it, makes the game 1-0. The 28th minute of this match was detrimental to France, losing out on Saliba, who really just got the ball passed back to him and just laid down, sitting down. And as an Arsenal fan, that is so scary to see. I did hear some skepticism of him having back surgery and will be out until December. And at that point, it'll be time for the Gunners to play in England again. We wish Saliba all the best of luck. It's really just a really unfortunate thing to see, and after that it really caused the France to not play as well, because Saliba is one, I can confidently say he's one of the best defenders in the world, if not debatably the best, right? So losing out on him and Upamecano not having him to be his partner, and Deschamps putting in LaCroix, it didn't really look to pan out. After Saliba going off, Spain had a lot of really good chances, and in the 57th minute, Pedro Porro passes the ball into Dani Olmo. Dani Olmo actually gets fouled, but he gets fouled with enough time for him to, pass the ball, do a 1-2 with Pedro Porro, and they left Pedro Porro out on an island. We could see from this clip that nobody was marking this man, not expecting him to go up there, which I don't see how you can't when Pedro Porro is just such a important aspect to the Spanish team. And yeah, he slots it near post. And in the 60th minute, Lamine Yamal has a beautiful long ball pass to him. He goes in, he cuts to the left, and he scores. But right away, the referees call it back for offside. And he was offside by maybe this much. So not a lot of, not a good sign. They kind of got lucky on that break. They got a break on that. But, at this point, it's still 2-0. After a really close shot from Kylian Mbappe in the 66th minute, which was deflected by Cucurella, the French team started feeling that adrenaline, like maybe they could still do this. They recognize who they are. They are former World Cup winners 2 years ago, right? Made the final last year, so they definitely had to uplift and look to get the last of the gas in the tank. In the 80th minute, Mbappe breaks through on a pass, and Unai Simon, who is the goalkeeper for Spain, comes out and clears the ball, but it leaves Doué with the ball wide open. Now, I want you guys, if we look at it, he had men open, or he could have shot the ball in the air more, got some more air in it. Unfortunately, that's not what he did. As you can see here, you have two players running in. Now, the pass to the guy right here in the middle is kind of tricky because, right, the defender's coming in. It's not a really good angle. Now, if you look at the guy behind him, that's Cherki, I believe. He was definitely wide open, and if you look at all that space he has, you could definitely tell he could have scored that. At least made it 2-1. After that, at like the 88th minute, Mbappe had a free kick, and he sent it over the bar. After that, the game was pretty much over. This is the stats from the game. So if you guys want to just see the recap of everything I just said, now let's get into the Argentina-England game. Now, this game was a lot more physical and intense than the other game, in my opinion. You see a lot of big fouls early on. Jude Bellingham's doing his thing, shifting out to the wing. Left foot, and that ball is always going to stick like glue, like white on rice, like flies to shit. So I mean, Harry Kane tried to foul him to get the ball back. Messi just goes right around him in a circle. And then ultimately, I think Spence is the one that nudges him over. In the 33rd minute, Enzo Fernandez has a shot outside the box that goes like a rocket, but it's just slightly off and it hits the post behind the post for the goal. But yeah, it was a really close shot, really nice shot. Which, I'm not going to lie, is foreshadowing something. A clearance attempt by Tagliafico, the left back from Argentina, results in Declan Rice to pass the ball to Morgan Rogers on the right wing, and he times a cross into Aaron Gordon for the first score of the game. England up 1-0. And may I say, what a player Morgan Rogers is. Any team that gets him from Villa is going to be lucky. Same can be said about Aaron Gordon, who is now a Barcelona player. But yeah, what a beautiful pass from Morgan Rogers. In the 56th minute, Simeone gets a ball passed into him while he's running down the right wing towards goal. And Spencer just goes in for a brilliant slide tackle that, if this result of this game would have been different, would have went down famously in England footy culture, but we'll get into that. Now, at this point of the match, Tuchel decides to have England play Haram Park the Bus ball, and it just results in an onslaught of attempts on goal and attempts at the goal from Argentina, and it gets crazy. Even though Argentina is attacking in England's final third, for the majority of the game after England scored the first goal, nothing was going Argentina's way. Until, and this is the foreshadowing I was talking about, Fernandez does get a shot outside the box and bends it across his body to the left side of the goal. Jordan Pickford could not stop that ball. I mean, it was a beauty of a shot. And how many times have we seen this? Late in the game, Argentina needs to make it tied. It happens. I don't know, because how does it happen that many times? How are the referees going against the other team that many times? Not giving anything bad to the refs for this game particularly, but like obviously with that Egypt match, I mean, that was nuts. But maybe I'm just hating. Let me know in the comments. Okay, now we're at the 92nd minute. McAllister has a shot from just outside the box, hits the right woodwork. Messi receives the ball. Spencer then goes for the slide tackle, gets hurt in the process. Messi still has the ball, shifts to his right side. You don't think he's going to do anything because he's left-footed. Psych, Messi's right foot is goated too. Crosses into Martinez. 2-1 Argentina in the 92nd minute. They're winning the game from that point. And after that, I mean, the game was pretty much over. England had maybe one or two decent chances. One actually was a good clearance by the goalkeeper into the box, but it did not work out for England, unfortunately. So there you have it, Argentina versus Spain in the World Cup finals. All right, so at this point in the video, we're going to talk about who we think is going to win the third place match and ultimately the World Cup final. While I have your guys' attention, I just want to ask if you guys could, support an up-and-coming sport analyst, me being Sinatra, and his, quest to be, honestly, the best in the business, right? I want to make this channel as big as to compete with, some of the best around. The only way I could do that is by asking for you guys to do something for me, which is completely free. Leave a like. Maybe even a comment if you can. Subscribe, follow, all that good stuff. We really appreciate it down here. And yeah, so solidify yourself as a leader and as a day one. Right there, so there we have it. It's going to be Spain versus Argentina in the final. And the third place game is going to be France versus England. Let's look at these two teams' histories when competing against each other. All right, so first we have France versus England. Now, all time, England does have 7 more wins than France. But if we look at more recently, England hasn't won against France since 2015. That's 11 years ago. So that's not very favorable. Since then, they've had 2 games. An international friendly in 2017 where they lost 3-2. Close game against just a friendly, though. Last World Cup in 2022, they did lose 1-2. So if I was a betting man, and I'm gonna give my prediction. I don't see England keeping up with the pace of France. Now, of course, England is a very good team. Not to take anything away from them. I think it does give them a better chance now that Saliba is not on France anymore due to the injury. I would still have to give it to France, but very slightly now, maybe 3-2, 2-1. I would say 1-0, maybe even. Um, yeah, it should be a good game though. I think there'll be a lot of goals scored. I would say let's go 3-2 and give it to France. All right, so now we have Argentina and Spain. Now, this one's interesting when you look at their history of head-to-head matchups. They're actually tied. So Spain has won 6 games. Argentina has won 6 games. There's been 2 draws. In more recent form, you do see Spain beating Argentina, and in the beginning, you did see Argentina beating Spain. So kind of a little bit of the same situation we have with the England and France game. I really thought Argentina was gonna lose versus England because I thought that their combativeness of not wanting to be down in games and coming back and doing something about it. I thought that was a facade and it was gonna end, but Messi might get 2 World Cups, which is crazy to think about. Because then the GOAT debate between Messi and Ronaldo, I mean, at that point, how do you argue with the guy? He's the best of all time. He's the Tom Brady of soccer, right? He's the Wayne Gretzky of soccer. So, I mean, there's nothing else to say. He's the Michael Phelps of soccer. He's the Tiger Woods. I mean, this guy is the best, right? So, Spain is also really good. And I think it would be so poetic if Spain and Yamal beats Argentina. You know, we could look back at that picture where, Messi is like giving a bath to young Yamal for I think it was a UNICEF campaign they were doing, Barcelona back in the day. And I think Yamal's mom worked for the marketing team for UNICEF. I'm not really too sure. But yeah, and then just to see him playing in the same squad as Messi, being like his prodigy, this being the final, also very interesting because La Finalissima, which basically just means the grand final, is when. Okay, preface, right? I got to break this down for you guys if you don't know. So England has their own version of the World Cup, but it's just for the continent of Europe, including the United Kingdom and those countries. And then you have, which you also have to qualify for. And then you have the Copa America, which is the same thing but for South America and North America. Sometimes they let them play. So La Finalissima, or the grand final, is basically the best team of Spain versus the best team of South America. They didn't have it in the year 2022 due to some war conflicts going on in the host region. So I don't know if FIFA rigged this so that they could get the Finalissima in, just having it at the World Cup. But we didn't get to see this matchup for that Finalissima, but now we get to see it now. So that's a great thing to see. And of course, this does mean more. And I also heard that they are giving out rings to World Cup winners this year. So, that's kind of bragging rights too. Like, you have a ring, you got a World Cup, but you got a ring. Like, Yeah. So as in terms of who I think is gonna win, I want to say Spain, but I don't know if that's just me being a hater. But I want Spain to win because it would be very poetic for, like I said, Messi's protege of his former team that he is the best player ever of, to win it from Messi, kind of like one GOAT passing it down to the next. The GOAT pass, the status of GOAT passing down ceremony, I guess we could say. Now, realistically, I still got Spain. I said it. I'm sticking to it. I'm sticking to my guns. If you got a problem with it, leave a comment down below. But yeah, guys, that's the video. I appreciate you guys for watching. I hope y'all have a great day. Watch that World Cup. Let me know if you got any crazy World Cup party stories in the comments down below. It's been your boy Sinatra, the Global Sport Report. Peace out.